let's go. Let's look at Jethro, right? So let's go to Exodus 1. I'm sorry, Exodus 3 and 1. It says, now Moses kept the flock of Jethro, his father-in-law, the priest of Median, and he led the flock to the backside of the desert and came to the mountain of God, even to Horeb, right? So that's Jethro. He was a Median priest, right? A non-Israelite, right? Actually worshiped another God until he came into covenant with the Most High. And we see this in Exodus 18, right? I think most people miss this. Exodus 18, 10 through 12, right? And it says, and Jethro blessed the Lord who hath delivered you. Okay. And Jethro said, blessed be the Lord who hath delivered you out of the hand of the Egyptians and out of the hand of Pharaoh, who hath delivered the people from under the hand of the Egyptians. Now I know that the Lord is greater than all gods, for in the thing wherein they dwelt proudly, he was above them. Right? So now he's acknowledging Yah as the most high God, right? Because he was a priest of other gods. Now he's acknowledging, he's making that confession that Yah is the most high, right? Let's see. And Jethro, Moses' father-in-law, took a burnt offering and sacrifices for God. Excuse me. And Aaron came, right? That's Levitical priesthood. And all the elders of Israel to eat bread with Moses and to eat bread with Moses' father-in-law before God. So we see the declaration of Jethro acknowledging the Most High as the Most High, right? So he's denouncing all of these other gods and pagan idols that he once worshipped and acknowledging Yah as the Most High, right? But look what he does next. He does a burnt offering and sacrifice for Yah, right? So he's offering up the sacrifice. That's one of the ways you enter into covenant with the Most High. If you go back to my covenant series, every covenant involved a sacrifice, whether it's the Adamic covenant, right? And something had to die for them to be covered. The Noah covenant, once he got off the boat, he made a sacrifice. The Abrahamic covenant, he was told to split the meat in half and so that he can pass through. The Mosaic covenant, Exodus 19, they slaughtered the bulls and sprinkled the blood on the people, right? The new covenant, Christ is the sacrifice. There's always a sacrifice when entering into a covenant, right? So Jethro just entered into covenant with the Most High, right? And what sealed the deal was the covenantal meal. Now they ate bread. That is a covenantal meal, right? Again, in my covenantal series, I go into that to where a covenantal meal seals the deal, right? The covenantal meal for the Mosaic covenant was when Moses, Aaron, and all the 70 elders, they ate bread and saw and ate bread with God, as the text says, right? And then the covenantal meal with the new covenant is obviously Passover in Christ, when he said, "This is the bread, my body is broken. This is the wine, the blood of the new covenant," right? So the covenantal meal is very crucial. So Jethro has entered into covenant alongside of Israel with the Most High, and he's a non-Israelite, right? So again, he entered into covenant, confessing Yah as the one true God, offering sacrifices, and having a covenantal meal. And only then is he able to give Moses wisdom, right? Because check this out. So he enters into covenant in Exodus 18:12. Exodus 18:17, he counsels Moses, right? So Jethro's wisdom helped structure Israel's leadership. We see this in Exodus 18:17 through 27, right? When he told him, break the people up, choose men out of who are able and set them over men of hundreds, men of fifties, men of tens, men of thousands, right? And let them handle the issues, right? And then if something that they can't handle, then they bring it to you, right? So that's where we get this whole captain over 100 that we see in the community today, right? He captain over 1,000, right? All this stuff comes from a non-Israelite, right? But what's even crazier than that is that once he entered into the covenant with Yah, he was able to give Moses godly wisdom, right? And that agreed to Moses' spirit and to Yah, and it helped Moses' leadership, right? So there's that.